In this video, I'm going to show you how to graph when the equation or inequality given to you does not have the y all by itself. So all the ones we've been doing so far this year have had the y on the left or the right by itself. It's been isolated, right? And then we've just used the shortcut of identifying the y-intercept and the slope and just going from there. But this one doesn't have that, right? So we need to do something about that. So when we're all done, we're hoping that our inequality looks like this, right? So we're going to get it to this point by using inverse operations. I need to get this y to be all by itself, right? So right now, this y is being multiplied by 4, and then it's being added, increased by x, right? And if I were to use order of operations, I would multiply by 4, and then I would add x, right? So if I'm going to use inverse operations to get rid of that information, I need to go in reverse. I need to do the opposite of everything here. So if I want to get rid of this x, that's a positive, I'm going to get rid of it by doing minus x to both sides. This x and this negative x are a zero pair. They'll cancel out, and we're left with 4y is greater than negative x plus 12. Now I could have wrote 12 minus x, but I wanted to put the x term first. So I'm allowed to change the order. As long as the x stays negative and the 12 stays positive, then I didn't break any rules here. So we're closer to the y being alone, but still not alone. This 4 is in the way, right? And we said that it was a times 4. And the opposite of times 4, to get rid of the times 4, we're going to do divided by 4. We're going to do it to both sides. Now notice how over here, the y cancels, right? But over here, there were two terms, and I need to divide everything by 4, right? I can't just divide the x by 4, and I can't just divide the 12 by 4. I need to divide both the entirety of both sides by 4. So this, again, is y. To divide this by 4, and another way to look at this is to write it like this. Right? Dividing by 4 is the same thing as multiplying by half, right? I need to multiply everything by a fourth, right? I need to divide everything by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is easy. We can do that one. That's 3, right? Now negative x divided by 4. To do this, we need to remember that there's secretly a coefficient of 1 there, right? So what's 1 divided by 4? I'm not going to try to write it as a decimal or anything. I'm just going to leave it as a fraction, negative 1 over 4. Right? 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 1 divided by 4 is 1 over 4, or 1/4, right? And it was negative, right? So negative 1/4 x. Hey, look at that. Our inequality is now written so that the y is alone. So let's use our shortcut. Our y-intercept is 3, 1, 2, 3. And our slope is negative 1/4, so up 1. And over 4, up 1, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1, and over 4, down 1, and over 4. And I'll just finish the graph while we're here. This is going to be a dashed line. And to decide whether it's shaded above or below, I'm going to test the point 0, 0, 0. Is greater than a fourth of 0, which is 0 plus 3. 0 is greater than 3. That is false. Do not shade towards the origin. So I'm going to shade up here. Perfect. We'll do one more example. Same kind of setup. I want to graph this, but it's not y is not isolated. It's not by itself. So let's get y by itself. What's happening to the y here? Well, it's being multiplied by a negative 2, and then it's increased by a positive 3x. Right? This 3x is positive, right? So this negative does not belong to 3x. It belongs to the negative 2. So when I'm figuring out what's happening to the y, remember I would multiply by negative 2 and then add 3x to it. So if I need to go in reverse, I'm going to start by doing minus 3x to both sides. That'll cancel, and with negative 2y is greater than negative 3x minus 8. Now here's the one trick about this that most people forget. The opposite of multiplying by -2 is dividing by -2. But there's a rule in inequalities. Whenever you divide by a negative, you must change the direction of the inequality. Negatives, when you divide by negatives, your inequality must change directions. So this inequality is going to end up looking like that. And then let's make sure when we divide everything by -2. There's two terms here, right? So what's that? -3 divided by -2 is just 3/2 x. And let's do that. -8 divided by -2 is +4. This is the inequality rewritten in slope-intercept form. So let's do a +4. Let's do a slope of up 3 and over 2. Down 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2. That's enough points. This again is a dashed line. Dash, 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 dash. Let's use the point 0, 0 to determine whether to shade that way or not. So 0 is less than 3/2 of 0. Is 0 plus 4. 0 is less than 4. Hey, that's true. Let's shade towards the origin on this one. Perfect. So if you're given an equation and instead of an inequality and the y is not alone, the entire process is the same here. You know, working inverse operations to get the y all by itself. But if you have an equal sign here, then you don't have to worry about changing the direction. That only applies to inequalities. But everything else we've done here today applies to lines, equations of lines, as well as inequalities. Thanks for watching.